What was AJ Styles' reaction to Daniel Bryan's announcement last week? I'll tell you as WGS-TV reviews SmackDown Live for the week of January 9th, 2018. Hey YouTube, are you ready for your hot tag? Because VR is definitely time to work.
This is the Hurricane, and you're watching WGS-TV. And if not, what's up with that?
What's up guys, I'm the Russell Gamer. Welcome back to another episode of WGS-TV right here on youtube.com/RussellGamer. I do apologize for the SmackDown review being a day late, but I'm doing it today, so why not? Coming off the announcement of the handicap match for the WWE Championship made by Daniel Bryan, I wanted to see just how AJ Styles would react to it for the storyline and just where they would go with it. The first round of the United States Championship tournament would conclude as well as Becky Lynch's return to the ring after being out for several weeks. So what went down? To answer that question, let's talk about SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live started off this week with Renee Young interviewing AJ Styles over the controversial decision made by Daniel Bryan last week to defend the WWE Championship in a handicap match against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at the Royal Rumble. Styles' response was pretty much a typical face response, saying it wasn't fair, but he would do it and beat them both in one match. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn would come out and cut a promo about how they were going to be the first ever co-WWE champion, and that they were going to turn the house that AJ Styles built into the Sami and Kevin show, or the Kevin and Sami show. But before we would get any more show names from them, out would come Shane McMahon, who remained puzzled about why Daniel Bryan made the decision he did last week, but he would make a handicap match for the main event. Personal opinion, like I said last week, the main storyline of the Yep movement versus Shane McMahon is the key storyline that continues to bring me back to watching SmackDown Live, among other things. Nice start to the show this week, 3 out of 5. Opening match this week was Becky Lynch taking on the leader of the Riott squad, Riott. For Lynch's first time in the ring in weeks, she looked in great shape and looked like she didn't miss a step, so no ring rust was apparent, but that's just from my perspective. And of course, with this being her return match, they'd have to make her look good, as the finish of the match was Lynch locking on the Disarmer on Ryder to pick up the win. Personal opinion, like I said last week, I'm glad to have Lynch back. She's hot and she's a good talent. Nice match here, 3 out of 5. Up next, the Bludgeon brothers decimated Connor and Viktor of the Ascension. The match wasn't even 5 minutes long. Either. Personal opinion, Ascension went from being one of the most dominant NXT tag team champions of all time and being used properly to basically being comedic relief. I still need to see more character development from the Bludgeon brothers other than their vignettes. 2.95 out of 5. The United States Championship tournament continued last Tuesday night, as it was Mojo Rawley taking on Zack Ryder. I'm kind of glad they broke up the Hype Bros a couple of months ago, because seriously, they were going nowhere. The impression I got from this Ryder in this match that he was the underdog, but like I said earlier in this review, this is just from my perspective. Usually when a tag team breaks up, only one of them gets pushed, and from the way it looks, it appears that the one getting pushed from the Hype Brothers is Rawley. The finish of the match was Rawley hitting the running forearm smash on Ryder to pick up the win. Personal opinion, almost a carbon copy of Clash of Champions. I like how Bobby Roode was used here, but I would have loved to have him on commentary to help sell the match and the United States Championship tournament. 3 out of 5. Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable came out to the ring and started complaining about how they were robbed of the SmackDown Tag Team Championship and wanted an explanation from the second referee. Instead of getting that referee, out would come Daniel Bryan to address the situation, and would get hounded by Chad Gable, who made the brash statement about beating the Usos twice, and just like last week about Daniel Bryan would make a match at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view as the Usos will defend the SmackDown Tag Team titles against Benjamin and Gable in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Personal opinion, I kind of noticed how that decision barely had a reaction from the crowd. It was like no one cared about it. They did pipe up for the yes chants though. 3 out of 5. Up next, it was Breezango taking on Rusev Day. Yes, they actually named the tag team of Aiden English and Rusev Day, and for some odd reason, the crowd eats it up. But hey, if they're getting a reaction from the crowd, that's a good thing. Because one thing I've said many times on here is that a reaction is better than no reaction. Now, most of the time, Breezango jobs out to other teams to take into consideration how many times they've been decimated by the Bludgeon brothers since their squash match back at the Clash. So I was half expecting this to be a squash match, but it was actually a good back and forth match. The finish of the match was Fandango rolling up Rusev for the pin. Personal opinion, I didn't see this coming, because I was expecting to see Rusev Day go over on Breezango, but it didn't play out that way. It wasn't a bad match, though, but the ending was something I didn't expect. 3.15 out of 5. Up next, it was the main event, the 3-on-2 handicap match with AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Shinsuke Nakamura taking on the Yep Movement, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. Overall match content was great, and the majority of the match was Owens and Zayn attempting to take the cowardly heel way out of the match a couple of times. The first time was them just taking a walk out of the match, and Shane McMahon would come out and restart the match with a no count-out stipulation added to the match. A few minutes later, Owens would take a steel chair to Styles, Orton, and Nakamura and force the referee to disqualify Owens and Zayn, and once again, Shane McMahon would come out and restart the match, this time making it a no-holds-barred, anything-goes match. After that, Styles decimated Owens with a steel chair on the staging area, while Orton and Nakamura dismantled Zayn at ringside, and after a Kinshasa and an RKO, Styles, Orton, and Nakamura pick up the win to end SmackDown Live. Personal opinion, a very nice main event, with a lot of it being around the Shane and the Yep Movement once again. Great way to end the show, 3.35 out of 5. Overall score of SmackDown Live this week gets a 3.45 out of 5, with best match of the night going to the main event, with worst segment of the night going to Daniel Bryan's announcement of the 2 out of 3 falls match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles at the Royal Rumble, because there was barely any reaction at all to it. But anyway, guys and gals, that's been my opinion about SmackDown Live. What I want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on SmackDown Live this week. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment of SmackDown Live this week? Definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, be sure you slam that like button. Like a champ, and if you guys want to see more wrestling talk with awesome gameplays, you know the 2 ways you got to do it. You got to drop the subscribe button and hit that bell icon to turn on notifications. That way you guys will never miss out on anything right here on my channel. So with that being said, I am your friendly neighborhood Wrestle Gamer, reminding all of you guys out there to stay awesome. Bye, guys.